Welcome to our video on 11 most common cooking habits that worsen inflammation. In today's fast-paced world, many of us adopt cooking practices that may seem harmless but can actually contribute to increased inflammation in our bodies. Join us as we explore common habits, from overusing processed oils to neglecting fresh herbs and spices, and discover how small changes in your kitchen routine can lead to better health and well-being. Let's dive in and learn how to cook in a way that promotes wellness instead of inflammation. 1. Overusing processed oils. It's almost second nature to reach for a bottle of canola or corn oil when cooking dinner. They're cheap, they're everywhere, and they seem harmless. But in reality, these oils are loaded with omega-6 fatty acids, which recent research shows can fuel inflammation when consumed too frequently. In a 2024 dietary study, scientists found that diets high in omega-6s from processed oils were linked directly to higher rates of chronic inflammatory diseases, including arthritis and metabolic syndrome. Experts now strongly suggest swapping out these oils for choices like extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil, both of which have been praised for their anti-inflammatory benefits. This isn't just theory. Switching to olive oil has been shown to reduce C-reactive protein, a key marker of inflammation, in as little as a few weeks. Making such a simple change can cut down your risk of inflammation-related health issues. The next time you cook, consider what's in your oil bottle. Your joints and heart will thank you. 2. Cooking at high temperature. Frying and grilling are beloved for their flavor, but there's a hidden cost. High-heat cooking can create dangerous compounds like acrylamide and advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These chemicals have been proven to ramp up inflammation and stress inside the body. A 2025 review of thousands of meal diaries showed that people who regularly consumed foods cooked over high heat had higher levels of inflammatory markers and a greater risk of illnesses like type 2 diabetes. While nothing beats the taste of a crispy fry, it's worth experimenting with gentler cooking techniques. Steaming, poaching, and baking not only help preserve nutrients, but also minimize the formation of these aggressive compounds. Even a simple switch to roasting at lower temperatures can help you keep inflammation in check. Think of it as turning down the heat on your health hazards. 3. Neglecting fresh herbs and spices. It's easy to fall into the habit of seasoning with just salt and pepper, but this means missing out on a world of flavor and health benefits. Fresh herbs and spices like turmeric, ginger, and garlic are treasure troves of antioxidants and natural anti-inflammatory compounds. According to a 2024 study, people who regularly use these ingredients saw a noticeable drop in inflammation-related symptoms and markers. Turmeric, in particular, contains curcumin, a compound proven to block inflammatory pathways. Even simple additions, like a sprinkle of cinnamon or a handful of fresh basil, can make a big difference. Researchers say that making herbs and spices a daily habit is one of the easiest and tastiest ways to fight inflammation. Next time you cook, treat your spice rack as your medicine cabinet. 4. Skipping whole foods. The lure of packaged snacks, frozen dinners, and instant meals is strong, especially after a long day. But relying on processed foods means inviting additives, preservatives, and excess salt into your diet, all of which can worsen inflammation. Whole foods, on the other hand, are packed with essential nutrients and fiber that help the body fight off inflammatory attacks. Nutritionists have long emphasized that eating a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins can act as a shield against chronic disease. In 2025, researchers found that people who prioritized whole foods in their daily meals reported fewer inflammatory flare-ups. Making whole foods the star of your plate doesn't just nourish the body, it protects it from the inside out. 5. Ignoring food pairings. You might not give much thought to what foods you combine on your plate, but new research says you should. The way you pair foods can dramatically impact how your body responds to inflammation. For example, eating vitamin C-rich foods, like bell peppers, with iron-rich greens, like spinach, helps your body absorb more iron, supporting immune function and lowering inflammation. On the flip side, Pairing high-sugar foods with refined carbs can spike blood sugar and set off inflammatory pathways. A 2024 study called this food synergy and stressed its role in keeping inflammation at bay. By being intentional with your combinations, think beans and brown rice or salmon and broccoli, you can make every meal a little more powerful in the fight against inflammation. 6. Overcooking vegetables. It's tempting to let vegetables simmer away until they're soft and mushy, but overcooking can strip them of their most valuable nutrients. Studies from 2025 showed that excessive heat destroys vitamins like A and C, which are crucial for controlling inflammation in the body. When these antioxidants are lost, so is your natural defense against inflammatory damage. Experts suggest sticking to quick cooking methods like steaming or stir-frying, which preserve the color, crunch, and nutritional punch of vegetables. Not only do you keep the health benefits, but you also end up with a plate that's brighter and more appetizing. Treat your veggies gently, they'll return the favor. 7. Excessive sugar intake. There's no denying the sweet tooth, but too much sugar is a surefire way to fan the flames of inflammation. High sugar intake has been repeatedly linked to elevated levels of C-reactive protein, a key marker for inflammation. The World Health Organization's 2024 report made it clear: cutting back on added sugars, especially from sodas, desserts, and processed foods, can significantly lower inflammation. Swapping in fresh fruit or a drizzle of honey, instead of reaching for packaged sweets, can make a real difference. The message from nutritionists is loud and clear: less sugar equals less inflammation. It's a small sacrifice for big benefits. 8. Relying on red and processed meat. Steaks, bacon, and deli meats are staples in many kitchens, but they come with a hidden price. Regular consumption of red and processed meats has been strongly linked with higher inflammation levels and a greater risk of chronic diseases. A 2025 study found that people who ate these meats frequently had much higher inflammatory markers compared to those who ate more fish or poultry. Plant-based proteins, like beans, lentils, and tofu, are now being recommended by health experts for their anti-inflammatory properties. Swapping out just a few meat-based meals each week for plant-based options can help quiet inflammation and support long-term health. Meatless Mondays might be more powerful than you think. 9. Not drinking enough water. Hydration is the unsung hero in the battle against inflammation. When you don't drink enough water, your body's systems can't function properly, which can lead to higher levels of inflammation. A study published in 2024 found that those who met their daily hydration needs showed significantly lower levels of inflammatory markers. Experts recommend aiming for at least 8 glasses of water daily, and even more if you're active or live in a hot climate. Adding hydrating foods like cucumbers, oranges, and watermelon to your meals can help, too. Think of water as your body's internal fire extinguisher. It helps keep inflammation from raging out of control. 10. Ignoring food labels. It's easy to toss items into your cart without a second glance, but skipping the food label can lead to a diet filled with hidden sugars, unhealthy fats, and preservatives. Many processed foods contain additives specifically linked to increased inflammation, even if they're marketed as healthy or natural. A 2025 consumer survey revealed that people who made a habit of reading food labels were much more likely to make choices that reduced their inflammatory risk. Look out for words like partially hydrogenated oils, high fructose corn syrup, and long lists of unfamiliar additives. By becoming a label detective, you can protect your health with every bite. 11. Skipping meal prep. In today's busy world, it's tempting to wing it at mealtimes, grabbing whatever is quick and easy. But skipping meal prep often means reaching for processed or convenience foods, which are loaded with inflammation-triggering ingredients. Research from 2024 found that people who dedicated even an hour or two each week to planning and prepping meals saw a noticeable drop in their inflammatory markers. Having healthy options ready to go makes it easier to resist the siren song of takeout or vending machine snacks. Meal prep doesn't have to be a chore. It can be as simple as chopping veggies or cooking a batch of whole grains in advance. This small investment pays off in big health dividends.